want to draw your attention to a website, a channel, a YouTube channel that I really love. And the name of the channel is Peter Draws. And I've sent you a whole bunch of his links to very many videos. He loves pens, just like I love pens. And I'm always watching the things that he picks up. People send him things, and they're really interesting things. And I love the way he draws. I think it's because I think it would stop you from worrying about drawing, because he's very freeing and beautiful, and his drawings are amazing. They're really amazing. You might call them doodlings, but he can draw very realistically as well. So I want you to look at his videos, because I think if you could draw like that, you could design some very beautiful pieces in jewelry using sheet metal and rod and wire as the components. But I first think that you need to learn how to free yourself. And the reason I love this gentleman, and apparently he's got a huge following of people that love his work, and I think you'll fall in love with his work, and you'll be a constant watcher and subscribe to Peter Draws. So please take a look at these videos and find some of your own. And if you find a link that you like, a particular link of a show that he did, please send it to me, because I'm not always following him. Sometimes I miss his videos. But he's put me on to a lot of inexpensive and beautiful fountain pens that I love. And as you know, I collect fountain pens. I love them, and I love to draw with them. So if you're afraid to draw and you're not good at it for so many reasons, you figure you don't have any talent, of course none of that's true. You have amazing talent, but you first have to put those skates on and go out on that ice and start skating around with your pen and producing drawings. And you don't have to worry whether they look like something, like they're representative. The thing I love about this guy is his work it's non-subjective. There's no subject. It's just beautiful lines and designs that seem to develop themselves. And he's whimsical. And if you see his sketchbooks, they just knock you out.
Well, I hope you'll take my suggestion to look up this guy's podcast on YouTube. The name of the podcast is Peter Draws, like I told you in the beginning, and I really want you to look at his work. He's very entertaining and a very warm guy, and I really think he's very unpretentious, and his work is beautiful. And it might just be the key to get you stop being afraid of drawing, because you feel you're not good at it. So start taking out your pens and pencils, watch Peter draw, and I'm sure he'll free you so you come up with some really great jewelry designs. This is the part of the video where I want to introduce you to some works of jewelry craft that I really love, and I've organized these onto pages. So I'm going to take you through a whole series of beautiful works that I adore and feel as though I want to copy them in some respect, and it's okay for you to feel the same way. Look at the little character on the left. I just love this guy, made out of silver and silver sheet. And also these other human forms where an eye, nose, lips have been made or hang from a chain. The insect in the corner is a chameleon, very famous chameleon. It's actually endangered species right now. But the body of the insect is made from an inexpensive stone, and it's set, and then the rest of the chameleon is constructed around that with some natural elements. Very beautiful pendant kind of a thing. There are many, many ideas that you can come up with. Some would be centered around a bead. You might find a bead you like, simple bead or a pearl. and make that the focal point of your piece. Design around it. In the right, or possibly in the middle bottom, you'll see a stone that's been set simply with a wire twisted around it. So all this stuff is very simple, but the bead is the focal point, and that's an idea that you may use when you're designing something. So look for these things. The earrings are elegant, and of course this lends itself to pendants or any other ideas that you come up with. I'm going to show you another facet of jewelry making, and this is one that I absolutely love. I love doing little buildings in villages where the buildings are absolutely constructed out of metal, and they're cutouts and they're layered. Some have a moon involved, sets a pace. One looks like wintertime, and one on the right is just a sheer collage of different elements and little windows opened up in the first layer. And this is another way to think about design, to come up with something that's subjective like this, and yet a very, very beautiful idea. So maybe you'll consider coming up with some works where they're more descriptive. This is just about cutting. Take a look at that zebra. The whole sheet of metal holds together because the design was worked out so specifically and so simply. On the left, you see a wire that's been bent and raised and just soldered to a background. Simple, beautiful. The little trees were cut out individually and soldered into like the shape of an apple. And then the elephant is eloquent. It's just beautiful, a cool idea. Butterfly holds together in a circle shape. So these are ideas where you can, just by very careful piercing, cutting, you can come up with a beautiful piece. These earrings are really works of sculpture, and they're based again on layered metal. So when you take wire and solder it down on a metal that's been hammered or textured, you're already going to come up with something unique and beautiful, and that's why these pieces are so successful. The biggest one in the middle looks primitive. It's combined with wire twisted around metal flattened with a hammer, and again textured. So these ideas of soldering down pieces to each other and just not trying to do something descriptive or symmetrical. Forget about doing symmetrical stuff.